What's good, y'all? It's the Mind of James. I guess this is like the portion where I say, like, I guess giving you my opinion on cultural events, like, I guess American cultural events, I guess, especially that are happening. Just what the algorithms feed me for real, you know what I mean? Because you guys are gonna have to get to know me with my funny hairline. I'm gonna let my hair grow out again. Doing some laundry right here. Got my little coffee. It's a good morning so far. I made my little money in the morning doing my, helping out the world, recycling. Anyway, there's this thing going around. I guess Bad Bunny was given October 1st as in LA. They just give out days like fucking hotcakes. October 1st is Bad Bunny Day. So it's, I guess, for his contribution, which when I thought about that, of course, I'm thinking, I've done construction before. I know what it means to get kickbacks. Like, when you do a job for somebody, or you give somebody a job, but you're like, they have conversations, real ones, where it's like, I'm gonna give you this job, I need a little percentage, you know what I mean? Up front, and then when you get your final 10%, when you sign a contract in construction, they don't pay you everything, they keep a 10%. And a lot of contractors, they kind of survive off that 10%. That it's called something, I can't remember, that where you do a job and they hold it back, that 10%. And like I said, a lot of contractors, a smart contractor will actually probably not pay himself until he touches that, because that's all his. But some contractors, they kind of, they even have to dip into that to be able to pay payroll. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different story. But so that popped into my mind when it came to Bad Bunny. Like, okay, they're giving him a day. He must have put some money in the mayor's pocket. The mayor had to allow him, or his record label, to do business in LA. They had to open up the Staples Center. You know what I'm saying? They had so that's what I was thinking. Like, it kind of seems as if they made some money off him. Like, we'll just give him a day, October 1st. It's like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But what's the opinion on it? What's my opinion? And it's funny because I don't really speak a lot of Spanish, but obviously I date Latina women. I date all types of women, but I've, in my community, it's mostly Latina women. Honestly, it is. I don't know if now that I've been in my community a lot more, I noticed the major diversity. Growing up, you just notice, okay, well, I'm brown, and that person speaks Spanish. That other student speaks more Spanish than me, but I know that I'm brown. I heard my grandparents speak Spanish. I heard them. Like, I come from a Spanish speaking household or family, growing up, but as you're older, you're kind of separated from family members, and your mom just kind of raises you on her own, and we just spoke English in the house. My mom I always think of her as like a Madonna girl, or like that 80s music, American music, like, So growing up, I didn't know no difference. I just know, okay, those kids seem as if they don't speak, they speak majority a different language, Spanish, right? They speak majority Spanish, so I'm like, okay. So, but I didn't, and then if it was, I guess, white kids, to me it was, I can't even remember really many white kids in my school. I noticed some certain, like, very not big community of Black Americans, and growing up in my school system where I grew up in a specific community where my family developed and decided to plant themselves down, but nothing really bothered me. It was nothing. I had no record, I never really always second guessed myself back then, So I guess because you know less things, you're not you not even learn less things. You haven't heard as much things. It's like, not necessarily, people don't even speak about how important the hearing of stuff is, because you could hear something and just assume it's the truth, and so that was my idea about the Bad Bunny thing. I've had girlfriends, like my daughter's mom, she showed me some songs on Bad Bunny. They're dope, like just like Drake, but in Spanish, where it's like that good feeling beat, dope beat. You could tell he put some emotion into it. It just sounds good, the whole producing of it. It's obviously been his voice has been enhanced. Obviously, sound a little more modern and futuristic, I guess. I feel like there's, in the food they put that shit in your food that makes you like it, MSG or some shit like that. I'm not gonna spend time trying to remember. I feel like in music, there's a technology that they use that the music sounds just even better. I just feel like there is, and I think that's just the newest technology that's out in that particular field, like in any other field, there's a market for the people who can afford it and who can't, So I think that, giving Bad Bunny a day, he's not that important to Los Angeles culture, honestly. He's not even from here, and so, but again, it goes back to that idea of, I look at it from a man's perspective, and now that there was like a recent thing of Bad Bunny kissing another dude or something, but it wasn't even really shown. It was like kind of like, I think it was kind of saying that it's okay, even if I'm straight, to kiss a guy. That's kind of how I took it. Like it's okay, just because supposedly they don't know if he's gay. He never came out and said he's gay, right? So, but they're showing him kiss a guy, or showing that propaganda of it being okay, right? Which it's okay. It should be okay. It should be okay to live how you want to live in America. It should be okay to go back to live in America. Kind of like there's this thing going on actually in, I don't know if you call it the Chicano culture or whatever, but there's some bickering going on these guys who have YouTube channels who are ex-gang members. It's a whole different story. But it's like, when you go to a specific country, you're already taking on a flag that's there. Why are you going to create another one? Nationalism is different than racism. I think if you just saying we're Americans, we're under the American flag, we need to respect every American, respect our space, respect our boundaries, but respect our beliefs, and that's it. We respect yours. So when we create all these other different, it's like once you create a label, there's always rules to that specific label, and if you don't uphold to them, they kick you out of that, and you get fucking, you get, what do they call it? Not 86, that's like the symbol, but you get exiled. You get exiled from the community, so that's bad already. That we already inherited the American flag. Let's be proud to be Americans and not correlate it to racism or, no, we're all Americans and we all respect each other. If we see it that way, then we could actually sit together, we could accept each other and say, we are here to get along. We live in the most diverse fucking place in the world. It's the reason why we're dealing with this. And podcasts have helped open many conversations. But going back to Bad Bunny, the way I see it from a man's point of view, a straight man's point of view, that to me goes back to like, he's just an artist that people with money used. They do their thing, money, like it's in America, a lot of these rappers, they started in the street selling drugs to be able to do studio time. Same thing with Bad Bunny. There's somebody, he's not necessarily selling drugs, but there's somebody who can afford the lifestyle to give him and go do a show there, but we're going to recoup this money, Industry plan, I don't know, the best artists that can generate the most money with tremendous help from somebody who's powerful enough to allow you to travel the world. It's business being made, business being done. People think, I'm sure there's other artists that are better than Bad Bunny. So don't get your panties in a bunch, people in LA, because I do agree too that we need our own artists in Los Angeles. We can't just have one Nipsey Hussle, Like, I don't know why we didn't bring up someone like King Little G. Like, King Little G is like, he's like a goat, bro. He's a goat to our people, He's a goat, King Little G. Other guys that I knew growing up, like the Foras, even though he's kind of soft, his version of rap is a story, Fora, the dude Devour Up, Drummer Boy. Like, these are legends from like not too long ago, like Capone's. Like, we need to have our own We should like these award shows are fake. The award shows, we already know they're fake. They talk about the Grammys being fake. You know what I'm saying? Why don't we, as Chicanos or brown people, have our own award show where we know it's fake, but it's showing unity and it's showing us coming together, and we give flowers to those guys who've been around, and we tell them, bro, like put aside your problems with this rapper. Put aside your problems with this rapper. We're putting on a show, put on an event to show we are making a movement. We could do this on YouTube. King Lil G has millions of followers. We can promote this. Drummer Boy, guys like Little Weirdo, Growing Fast, Peso. We all got to come together and really get along. And then in this award show, we give awards to different cultures, or like the best white rapper that came out, the best rapper in the black community, best rapper in the white community, the best Asian rapper in the. We give these awards to let them know, togetherness, and we give honorary awards. We just emulate what's already been made, but we control it. That's what it's about, And why don't we do that? You know what I'm saying? And we just got to get people on the same page and let them know, like, we're putting on a show. I know it's orchestrated, but it's real, because really people making moves out here, And so I think that's where we could start, instead of fucking trying to fight and stuff or argue, because at the end of the day, these people with YouTube channels, it's really about the views at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, when they lay their head down, and you always hear it, they always say, I don't care about the haters, they're still watching. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. Some people are a little sensitive to drama, or they become negative to drama, and some people are drama creators that will feed it out there, because to them, it's easy for them to say, it wasn't that big of a deal. You see it, and so my whole thing is, I'm not against gay people. I don't care. But I do want to tell women, I know you guys love Bad Bunny, but if you see it from a man's perspective, you'll understand that, from a straight man's perspective, you'll understand that his music's good, but I noticed that the character that they want him to portray is kind of like a confused one. It's like, just say he's gay then, or why are you pretending like all these men who are out here who are confused, or honestly are not confused, but are just too embarrassed to say they're gay, or like afraid of what their family's gonna say. You're pushing these men, these young men, to go out and create these sketchy places to meet up with these other men, but they become, I'm sure they build up a core relationship, but it's just a little dangerous, they have to go meet up. And trust me, I know this not because I could keep going on forever. I want to end this already. My clothes are ready, but you're also creating like these John Gacy men who are like these like not suits, but like tie wearing, these older men who creep on younger men but have family, like these old men that have families at home, and their wife doesn't know, but they're kind of creepy, dog, like John Gacy, or that other dude, Jeffrey Dahmer, who was like, I think Dahmer was the one who would hurt women, but there was one that like would go creep on like gay boys. John Gacy, the clown guy, like he was like part of the fucking city council, and he had a family and a wife, and he was over there murdering these young homosexual boys who would take advantage of it. Like, I'm just saying, like, it was kind of goes back to the Trump situation, where it was like, people, I know he wanted to fight that he wasn't racist, but he just wasn't doing enough to say he wasn't racist. You know what I'm saying? He was like causing a little ember to start burning again, without saying, well, wait a minute, I don't mean this, So it's kind of, with the Bad Bunny situation, it's kind of like our young men are looking up to that, and I agree, Bad Bunny is having an effect on the state of our young men. He's having an effect completely, and I'm not against gay men at all. Not against transgenders. I would actually love to be friends with them, have a conversation with. I don't need a lot of friends, obviously, but to be welcome to that community with respect, but also to have friends with all communities. And so that's just my idea and my opinion. to each their own. Truth is happiness, respect, peace of mind, and quit talking to yourself so bad. Start saying good things about yourself. Take care, y'all. Like and subscribe. Peace.